Morning, coming to you today from the Sun and Fun Air Show. This is my second day out here. It's a beautiful morning. Nice temperatures to start the day with. It's going to be another clear sky type of day today. The sun will be quite intense. When I pulled into the parking lot, I noticed some air balloons taking off in flight. The scenery around here isn't anything special. It's not like you're out in Arizona or New Mexico with these beautiful mountains around it. Today the show starts at 1 p.m. The gear I got with me today is the Nikon Z8. Along with that, I'm using the Nikon Z180-600mm lens. I do have my think tank retrospective bag with me. 180 to 600mm zoom lens is perfect because you will find that you will zoom in and out with the plane, trying to make different compositions and fitting them into the frame. I'm still trying to figure out my shutter speed for prop planes. What I mean by prop planes are planes with propellers. Trying to get a little bit of blur on those propellers so that the planes don't look like they're just standing in midair and about to fall, because you don't see any movement on the propellers. And I also have that same challenge with the helicopters. So that's something I'm still experimenting a little bit with. The big challenge there is because of the slow shutter speed and long telephoto lenses that you're going to end up with shutter speeds that may be not able to freeze the movement. So you need to pan with it, hopefully come out with a good shot. I always try to put the focus point where the pilot is flying the plane. You'd be surprised, a lot of times you zoom into these pictures and you can actually see the pilots inside the plane. The other lens I brought with me is the Nikon Z14-30mm lens. I almost didn't bring it. I was almost just going to come out here with the 180-600, but I was going to have a shoulder bag with cleaning wipes and batteries, and this lens isn't all that big and heavy, and it wouldn't bother me to go ahead and have it in the bag, and perhaps I can get some nice photo opportunities here of the static displays. For some of the settings, I am using continuous motor drive at 20 frames per second, also continuous autofocus, where I'm selecting like a mid-sized box, placing it on the plane. Within that box, I have plane autofocus tracking turned on. The Sun and Fun Air Show is, I believe, definitely the biggest in Florida. It may actually be one of the biggest in the country. A couple of non-photography things you want to make sure you bring to an air show is a hat, sunblock, long sleeve shirt would be nice, one that's made for being outdoors in the sun, plenty of water, and shoes that you don't mind getting in some dirt. A lot of these planes will be parked out in the grassy field. You can see here just how beautiful the morning sunlight is. The way it lights up everything is just beautiful. Hopefully I'll find out some interesting subjects to photograph. A few years back, I was able to do a photography job in Bimini, and I flew in one of those water planes, and that was pretty awesome. I'm heading out towards the Warbird static display now. One of the war planes, and that sunlight getting up pretty tall pretty quick. Let me show you what it looks all around me here as I'm going to put this camera away. Take out the Nikon 14-30mm lens and see if I can take some neat photos before the crowds grow out here. So this is the start of the show. Hard to believe this thing can fly. Looks like a big whale. I'm going to show you my favorite World War II type plane. I guess this is because you grew up as a kid watching the movies on TV, and these are the planes that were flying. Try to get in front of them and see if maybe there's a nice panoramic type photograph I can get with these planes. It's going to be a little bit challenging because they're roped off so you don't get up on them. But we'll be able to get that sunlight behind me. We'll see if I can make a nice photo. Yeah, I think we can make something here. Love the guppy in the background. Just finished photographing some of the static displays in the paved area. Going to an area here that's full of World War II vintage type airplanes. Most of them are facing with the nose away from the sun, so they're backlit. At least the ones I'm walking to now, but now I see on the opposite side that there's actually some facing the sun. The bad thing about it is you'll see that some of them have the canopies on the cockpit, kind of ruins the photographs a little bit. So let's see if I can find a few that don't. I almost didn't bring the 14-30mm lens, and I'm real happy now that I have. For starters, I have a long day, and it won't start for a while as far as the planes flying. And because I have that 14-30 with me, I'm able to come out here and do some more creative type photographs before the crowds get around all these planes. This one here looks like it hasn't had its early morning polishing, or maybe it has already flown, and this is what it looks like. One big challenge you'll find when photographing these static airplanes. A lot of times you want to like bend down because it makes for an interesting photograph, and you can attempt to try to eliminate some of the distracting surroundings or backgrounds. But I'm finding that difficult because of the fact that you eliminate a lot of the interesting parts of the airplane when you bend down. I'm going to show you these two pictures what I'm talking about. Now also keep in mind that just because you have that sun to your back doesn't mean that you are on the best side of the airplane to photograph. Sometimes there's things you miss. And one of the things I've missed is not holding the camera up above my head for some of the compositions. Going up actually helps include some of the parts of the planes that you feel are interesting. So don't forget to bring that camera up, and if you have a flippy screen, make sure you're using it. Turn on the touch focus function on the camera so that you can go ahead and put the focus box where you want it. Sometimes it is a little difficult to see with bright sunlight hitting the back of your viewfinder. If you are having difficulty with that, one thing you can do is put the focus box on the plane and focus before you actually raise the camera. Holding the shutter button, you see the way you're composing the image, and you can get an image that way. So I made it out to photo location where you actually purchase a pass, so you can go ahead and get a few benefits out of that. You get some bleachers you can sit at, you get a nice air-conditioned restroom, which you may want to stay in there, and you get a nice supply of fresh cold water. Now what I did is I picked a spot to the right-hand corner, way at the top. That way I won't have anybody affecting me with their camera or lens from my right-hand side. The action will mainly be from the left-hand side. That does is gets me away from the obstacles that are to the left, which would be some canopies, things like that could interfere with some of the photos if I were to pick a location to my left. So I'm pretty happy with the spot I got.
As we get going now in this celebration of red, white, and blue, the flag is down, and shortly we'll be handing things over to Trojan Thunder, and then Brittany a whole afternoon of flying. Is a top speed of about 275 miles per hour. Watch carefully, the bomb bay doors are going to open again beneath the aircraft.
I hope you guys have enjoyed this video regarding airshow photography using the Nikon Z system. Please like and subscribe, and I thank you for watching.